Now, here's Chris.
Sorry, we're just having a chat. Just need to know what that is, and then we'll be able to make a decision from that. Just bear with us, and then we'll be able to make a decision.
Yes, we'll make a call at that point.
I'll leave that with you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then you've got your thing.
We'll get all the facts together and collate.
And then more importantly, if you've been for a wee.
I haven't yet, no.
What do you want to do? Do you want to hold it, or do you want to go now?
Shall I try and hold it?
It's up to you.
Well, if I go, James will unplug my phone, my headphone. My headphone.
I will do that.
Well, why don't you guarantee you won't do that, and then...
I don't know whether I can. Okay, I will. Not do that.
You've got your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, James.
No, I
We're
didn't.
going to start the show, so you need to make a decision.
I think we're on now.
Can you lock him up somewhere?
I would.
No.
Do you not think if I had that option, I wouldn't have done it years ago?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and hold
Okay,
on.
all right. Here we go. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Chris Moyles Show. We're live on Global Player. You can watch us right now. What's Global Player? It's the official Radio X app. If you don't have Global Player, go into your app store and get Global Player. Once you've got the Global Player app, when you go onto live radio and Radio X, there's a little video in the top right-hand corner, and that's us, live. You can watch the show. That's right. It's radio, but we've got cameras, which means we've all had to come dressed up today. Me, Dom, Pippa. 3 of us have come dressed up today.
Thank you.
And you can see James's little boy outfit on Global Player if you watch right now.
A hoodie.
You look like a skater dude.
Yeah.
You look like Avril Lavigne's...
Skater boy.
No, mate.
Mate.
Gnarly, dude.
That's Pippa.
Yeah.
Is that it? Gnarly? Shall I say that?
Pippa, do you know what?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say this because it's a bit out of order, but you're hot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
When
Really
you say
hot.
that, that's really...
Do it again.
Gnarly, dude.
I might need to lie down, Dom.
What's the voice again?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just good. It's just good.
I was thinking, I was trying to channel the turtles from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Didn't really work.
Right.
Yeah.
Gnarly dude.
Right.
Yeah, man.
The skaters.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
So much to talk about. First of all, before we get into the study stuff, I don't know how many listeners we have in Florida. I know we have listeners all over the world. And when we say we have listeners all over the world, we have listeners everywhere. There might be one in one particular city, and there might be hundreds in another city. And it's very difficult to work out. But I know we have listeners everywhere. I know we have a lot of listeners in America, and people listen to us live. A lot of people listen on catch-up, expats and locals and whatnot. But, oh, my God, this Florida thing. I just hope everybody is going to be as safe as they realistically possibly can.
Yeah. I hope we don't have too many listeners in Florida, actually. I hope most people are out.
Yeah.
It's frightening. It really is.
And I know people have got friends and family out there. I know people are out there. I know people who are still trying to get over the last hurricane that hit because that messed things up for them. They're all safe. They're all fine. I actually don't know what the situation with them at the moment is, but yeah, it's a mess to get out of these regions, but it's worth getting out. There's been people on the news saying, if you do not leave one of these areas where we have told you to evacuate, if you stay and try and sit it through, there is a very, very good chance you will not come out of this alive. That is scary. I mean, we had bad weather yesterday. Toby went through a lot of horrible weather yesterday on his pedalo challenge. But this is
different level.
This is something else. Yeah. This is goodbye house, goodbye life, goodbye everything.
Yeah, 180 mile an hour winds they're talking about.
There was a video that I saw this morning of somebody, obviously the weather people just, get very excited about weather. And there are some great meteorologists in America that I was seeing videos over the last kind of like 24 hours or so of certain meteorologists going, okay, look, here's what's going to happen. And then obviously, because it's American telly, it's like, oh my God, like coming through here, here's what you can see. And it's like, there's a fine line in there somewhere. But there was somebody explaining what the differences of the categories are and the effects of the winds. And category 1 is bad. You wouldn't fancy it, right? Chances are you're going to survive it. But that's your house rattling. That's crazy winds. That's 90 odd miles an hour winds. That's a category 1. And then category 2, obviously the wind goes up. Category 2 is bad. Category 3, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And this has been... Is this a category 5?
They were talking about category 5, weren't they?
So good luck to everybody in Florida, and hopefully getting out of those areas where it looks like it's really going to hit bad. And it looks like it's going to go across through Tampa on the left-hand side of Florida across to the right-hand side. And it'll literally go from one side to the other, and then it'll be out into the ocean. And that's the plan.
Officially a Category 4 system at the moment.
4 is huge. Off the top of my head, 4's got to be 130, 140, as in 130, 140 miles an hour winds. That's blowing your front door open, and that's not a bad euphemism, by the way.
No, exactly.
And houses in America and lots of parts of Florida are built differently to ours. So, yeah, good luck to everybody there.
Yeah.
That's very scary now. And, of course, you'll see the usual stuff on social media of people who are just refusing to leave, saying they'll be okay and blah, blah, blah. But, like, generally people are literally getting out there to save their lives, which is scary. I mean, we have bad weather here. I mean, it's Britain.
Yeah.
We're used to it, but still not used to it.
Nothing.
We moan about it, but nothing. This is bad. So good luck, everyone. All right. That's that. Hey, thanks for listening to the show, by the way. But, you know, it's fine if you don't want to listen for a couple of days. Just, you know, save yourselves first. You don't get Radar Diaries, it doesn't count. So, yeah, your loyalty is commended, but stupid. Just off you go. Get yourself packed up.
Get out, be safe.
But could you imagine, though? I saw a woman on the news. Could you imagine just looking at everything in your home going, okay, we need to evacuate now. We've been told to evacuate. Right, what are we taking?
Yeah.
Now, I know they have a bit of a heads up because they live in Florida and they live in hurricane areas. Like if you go down to Key West, down to the bottom of the Florida Keys, there are signs up saying evacuation route.
Right.
Because they're going to get hit with stuff. And so they have evacuation routes to get you out. Because there's only one way to get out of the Florida Keys, and that's upwards. Or, you know, whatever, fly. But, you know, there's only one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would you save?
Where'd you start?
What kids? I would start with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you have to ask,
that's a given.
I think you need to sit down with your family.
That's a given.
That.
As Ricky Gervais once said, he was so 3 things you'd save from the house. I think he said something like record collection, television, and one of the twins. I mean, that's terrible. Yeah. Or I mean, you just take whatever you your loved ones, and then just get out. Just get out.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Man, oh man. Speaking of weather, yesterday it was day 2 of Toby Tarrant versus the Thames. This is before he's even got onto the Thames. He's on the River Wey in Surrey. And he set off yesterday. It was a little bit drizzly. He set off during our show.
It was spitting, wasn't it, to start with?
Yeah. Within about 40 minutes, the heavens had opened and it was lashing it down. And you might not have seen, but it's worth a look. On Instagram, on our Radio X account, just Toby pedaling in the rain as it hammers down on top of him.
Horrific.
Now, he has an umbrella.
Does he have one?
Well, apparently he has one.
He said he had one on board.
Does he?
Have you got the video from yesterday?
Yeah. I think
man.
he got so soaked in the first 30 seconds that there was literally no point in putting the umbrella.
Well, this is it. Tiff said, she goes, oh my God, I saw Toby in the rain. And she just went, where's the umbrella? And I'm like, I actually don't know.
No. He said he had one down with him.
No.
Hopefully, sorry, Ped.
Fine.
Weather-wise, hopefully that's the most awful conditions he'll have.
Yeah.
Let's hope, because it was dreadful for him yesterday.
Well, I think it's dry today, class of that, so I can see. I think it's dry for him today.
Yeah.
In fact, believe it or not, in some parts of the UK, do not hold me to this. In some parts of the UK, there is no rain scheduled for the next week.
Whoa.
I know.
This is huge.
Yeah. And also,
For next
probably
week?
won't be true. For the next week.
For Friday, then.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll be down.
As long as it's dry, yeah.
Here's
Finish.
a shot if you're watching the video. Phoenix cuts to that. This is our show from yesterday, and there is Toby there. I mean,
Some bad rain, that, isn't it?
he
Biblical.
is absolutely drenched.
Oh, poor guy.
Toby.
Dear.
Now the thing is, he's doing all of this to raise money for charity. Now let me tell you about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me tell you, for those people who are there going, yeah, I get it, but he gets nothing out of this apart from, that was the thing that I did, and we raised a bit of money. Now,
Taking like 5% off the top or anything,
no,
is he? He's not doing anything?
none of that.
Nope.
Apparently, there are strict rules and regulations of skimming off the top of charity money.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you not remember Arthur Fowler when he got accused of taking the Christmas Club money? That pushed him over the edge.
It destroyed him.
And he never took it.
No, he didn't.
He sat in a chair once and giggled himself to tears.
That's one,
Like that. It was awful.
one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in this country.
Oh, poor old Arthur Fowler.
I know.
It's an EastEnders reference.
Wasn't
But
he found in
anyway.
his allotment? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So the reason Toby's doing it is because he's a nice guy and he's doing something to try and raise some money for charity. He's very aware, by the way, that the sight of Toby Tarrant on a unicorn pedalo in the rain getting soaked
Moving
will
very
amuse
quickly.
people.
Yeah, definitely.
But it only helps if the people are amused, then give some money.
Yes, that's true. You can't
Because-
just be amused.
And also, if he got to the end of this challenge and he goes, how much did I raise? And we say to him, £7,500. Now, £7,500 is a nice chunk of money to a charity. But ideally, we'd like to make it slightly more, like a lot more.
Ideally, yeah.
And we're texting, I'll do it now. I'll tell you, if we can get everybody listening right now to give a tenner, that would be huge. I don't know how many people are listening to the show right now. 500,000 people?
Don't know.
Whatever it is. 250,000 people, who knows? Million people?
10 million, is it?
11, 17 billion people.
A billion.
That's it.
How many people are watching Global Player? Probably about 203
billion.
Turns out people are busy in the morning. They haven't got time to just sit on their arse and watch us. But anyway.
Really?
So, I'm going to ask you to, if you can afford it, that is. If you can't afford it, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You can sit back and just watch him in the rain. But if you could give us a tenner, why don't we do a massive push now that everybody texts one £10 donation at the same time? And I'll tell you how you do it now.
Tarrant versus the Thames.
Proudly supported by Domino's.
Radio X.
Getting my notes, even though I don't need them. Even one of the security guys, I've told you about the security guys at Global who some mornings go, good morning, when you turn up. And some mornings they go, that's it.
Oh, it was a friendly one today.
Yeah.
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah.
He went, would you like to be on that pedalo today? And I went, I don't want to be on that pedalo any day.
No.
And he went, me neither.
Yeah.
And there's a big lad on reception
Yeah.
going, not for me.
Yeah. Toby's
Not
doing
for
it, so
me.
we don't have to, basically, isn't he?
Get your mobile phone out. Here it is, mobile phones. And then I will go to a new text message and I will write the number 70766. I've always thought about this, by the way. When people do stuff, they always say text blah, blah, blah to this number. But technically, I like to put the number in first and then write my message.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes,
I've
I'll
done
always
that.
do that.
So I'm going to do it that way. Because we always say,
Yeah.
write this message and send it to, but it should be, here's the number and here's what you need to
It's
write.
always number first. You're right, yeah.
70766. That is the number. I'll tell you again, 70766. Can you see, if people don't do this, then I'm going to go around to people's houses and steal their milk.
Yeah, I can
We can check if people haven't done this, by the way. It's like the
I'll
TV
know.
license fan.
If you don't text, I'll know. If you can't afford it, that's fine. But if you can afford it, if you could get to bed tonight without thinking, oh, God damn it, I shouldn't have given that tenner this morning. If you can give a tenner today and then forget about it because it's only a tenner. If it's only a tenner to you, can we have it? And if you don't do it, I will find you and I will steal your last roll of toilet paper.
Oh, that's mean.
You think you've got one where you keep it, and then you'll reach for it, and then it's not there. And you'll go, God damn, Chris Moyles.
What do you do?
What do you?
Not my problem. So I'm telling you now.
A4.
70766. Now, what you do is you write the word Toby and then the number 10. So you're right. Toby and then 10. All right? Toby 10. Does it need to be in capitals?
Don't matter.
Mine
Don't matter.
isn't. I haven't done capitals. I hope not.
That is Toby 10.
Capitals,
Right?
I did.
Yeah, I did capitals too.
I didn't do capitals.
So all one word, Toby 10. The number is 70766. Don't send it yet. We're going to send it together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, have you done it? Oh, that's fine. 70766 is the text number. Toby 10. If every listener listening right now could afford it actually went, all right, fine, I'll do it, we'd make thousands of pounds. Thousands of
I'm
pounds.
going to do it again.
Let's overwhelm it.
Toby 10 is what you're writing. Now, 100% of your donation will go to the charity Globals Make Some Noise. 100% of that money. If you're under 16, please ask the bill pays permission first. Standard network charges may apply. For terms and conditions and more info, head to makesomenoise.com. 70766 Toby 10. Press send in 3, 2, 1. Hey! Who's got a beep, beep, beep? I bet that's you.
That's
innit?
me.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, you can't have a normal text
Why
like
have
the
you
rest
got a
of us,
beep,
could
beep,
you?
beep one?
I do what I want, Tom.
So straight away, I get a text back. Thank you for your one-off £10 donation to Globals Make Some Noise. Add 25% with gift aid at no extra cost. Now, if you click that at no extra cost gift aid thing, you basically go, I'm a UK taxpayer, give over, aged 18, over 18. I'm donating my own money, correct. I'm not getting anything return, correct. I want to add gift aid, yeah. I confirm the information is true. First name, my iPhone even helps me fill it out. House name and number, 1, and then your postcode.
1 the row.
Right, add gift aid, click it, boom, that's done. So my £10 to Toby has now become £12.50.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just did those maths at the top of my head.
That's really good, actually.
Now, did you see what the numbers were at before? It better have gone through the roof.
It has happened. Well,
Is it 4 texts? Is it just us? Is everyone just sat there lying?
4 texts have come in.
Yeah, people are lying in bed laughing at us. They're all going to do another tenner.
More than 4.
Thank you very much in advance, because this is what it's all about. Now, as well as the charities that are going to get your money, which is brilliant, Toby today has a really awkward, uncomfortable day ahead of him. Let me tell you why. They had to change the route so many times ahead of Monday morning. And the only thing they could come up with to keep this challenge moving was on Monday, he would do 10 miles down the River Way, and then he'd finish. Then on Tuesday, go back to that point and then do another 10 miles down the River Way. That's the end, right? So on Wednesday morning, today, they have to pick the pedalo up, bring it back to where he started on Monday, and he's got to do that Monday 10-mile stretch again. So he's only done it on Monday.
Yeah.
That is
Now,
bleak.
on Monday, he said it was all right up until the last 4 hours. And he said the last 4 hours were gruelingly hard. He knows psychologically in his head he's got that 4 hours ahead of him today. At the end of 6 hours of pedaling, he's got that to wait for him. So if we could raise, because we haven't looked at the amount yet. We haven't told him the amount yet. I don't know what we've raised so far.
No.
But if we can say to him, listen, it's more than 700 quid, then that just might help. So thank you very much. 70766 is the number for Toby. 70766. You're right, Toby 10. If you want to do more, by the way, if you're rich, if you have flown business class, then you need to send a text that says Toby 40. That's Toby 40, right? 100% of your donation goes to the charity Globals Make Some Noise. As I said, if you're under 16, ask the bill pays permission first. Standard network charges may apply. Terms, conditions, and more info, go to makesomenoise.com. Toby 110 or Toby 20 110. No, that's 110 quid. Toby 10 is a tenner. Toby 20 is 20. Toby 30. And if you've got the money, we'd love it. If 100 people can give us 40 quid right now, that's £4,000. Toby 40 70766. Thank you very much. And once you've done it, don't forget, you are good to go and guilt-free for the rest of Toby's challenge. Thank you.
Talent versus the Thames.
Radio X.
What's that, Pippi? You're on camera. I can't hear you.
Oh, so people have started texting saying they've donated their £10.
Oh, good.
lots.
Yeah.
When are giving the total, Chris? That's one you can type. There you go. I'd imagine you'll get the total at the end. I'm just having a random guess. There might be an update, but I don't
the
know.
total, yeah.
I love the Chris Moyles show, says someone else. Oh, that's nice.
My favourite is done. What a buffoon. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, you know, you've done it. You can call him a buffoon now.
I've just punted £10 Toby's way along with gift aid. Good luck, Toby, says Steve from Durham. I've tried to send Toby 10 to 70766. It's bounced back saying I didn't do it right. I'm sorry for being one of those morons who types box when it should be win. Please tell me again. Simon in Manchester. So it's TOBY10, all one word.
Yeah, you've left
no
a
spaces.
space. That's what
no
you've done
spaces. So TOBY10. That's it. That's a tenner. If you want to do 20, it's TOBY20. What's the least popular number? 30.
30, yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So it goes,
30?
does it go 10, 20, 40, 30?
It
Yes.
goes...
I wonder if people who are going to text 30 go, do you know what? Might as well do 40.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Catherine Burns, £10. Keep up the good work, Toby.
you.
Crazy Fool.
Thank you.
Lorraine.
Oh, he had a space. That's why it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called himself a thicko.
Yeah, no space. It's
No space.
TOBY and then 10.
Don't be a thicko.
No, and Box Oasis doesn't work. So
No.
just text that in.
Yeah, and if you write the word feeder, you're not winning 25 grand.
You're
That's
really
a competition that finished about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
yeah.
All right? Okay, good. But no, all seriousness, thank you very much. I know it's annoying when I have to bang on about it, but I have to bang on about it. And once again, let me explain why. We've just done that link there where we go, right, everybody do this, let's all do it at the same time. I don't know, I can't tell you, but I would be flabbergasted, absolutely stunned, if the amount of people who got their phone out and text at the same time we did. I'd be stunned if it was more than 5% of people listening.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is usually a low percentage.
If you've entered competitions on this show and never won, and you're like, oh, I enter all the time, I never win, blah, blah, blah. Most people don't enter. Most people don't text. Like, we'll get thousands of text messages during the show today, but there are hundreds of thousands of people listening at any 1 second.
Yeah.
The amount of the percentage of people who actually do it is minimal. So that's why I have to keep banging on about it. Text this, text that, because otherwise people just don't do it. There are people driving, I get that. There are people still in bed. There are people who are sat there on their phone watching me, absolutely not texting £10 to Toby, and they can afford it. They just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And
So that's why I bang on about it.
And it's remembering why you're texting it as well for the people who receive it. It's that £10 to you. Obviously, some people can afford it, but...
Don't make me play the sad child talking about their carer or their mum or the fact that they're caring for their mum over the instrumental version of Coldplay's Fix You.
We can make you cry if that's what you want.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm very good at this. I can tug your heartstrings. Anybody who's got kids. Right, I can even narrow it down to ginger-haired little girls. I can get the audio of a ginger-haired little girl and play it over the instrumental of Coldplay's Fix You, and you will be blubbing like a baby and reaching for your phone. I can do that, but I'm trying not to.
Fix You works a treat for all of this stuff.
Fix You works a treat.
So it goes directly to them.
It does. It does. 100% of it.
The loop of the intro of Adele's Someone Like You, that works a treat as well.
That's nice.
And if you get someone who's...
Set me off.
And by the way, women, easy. Easy. Men, exactly the same. For me, it's easy. Big, hard, burly men. Oh, I can play you the audio of a guy who's gone through some mental stuff. He's gone through some really awful stuff. And halfway through him saying and telling his story, his voice goes... And he has to compose himself because he's going to cry. And you know what men are like when they see men trying to stop crying and everything. It's like being kicked in the nuts. You see a bloke get kicked in the nuts, any other bloke who sees it goes, oh, they feel it. They feel it.
Will Winslow.
Oh, I can make truckers. I can make you blub like babies.
Yep.
Who's our big trucker? Trucker Timmy.
Trucker Timmy?
Oh, Trucker Timmy will be on his hands and knees.
Bit-
What's
bit-
the number? What am I texting? Why is there an option to text more? But it is all for charities. It's all for charities in the UK as well. If you're slightly racist, it's all good. It all stays, all stays at home.
All stays. 100%.
And thank you. And Toby has to pedal today for another 10 hours. He did it. He finished relatively early yesterday, didn't he?
It was about...
8.5 hours.
yeah, it's about
Yeah.
5,
Just
6,
8.5.
What a doddle. But he's got it again today. I think he's probably pedalling faster yesterday just to get out of the rain.
Yeah.
I think-
We'll check in with Toby after 7 o'clock this morning. Thank you very much for giving us money, and thank you in advance if you do. You are the best. Our listeners are awesome. Chris Cameras off. We'll see you tomorrow. And for the radio listeners, Dominic has the news next.
The Chris Moyles Show.